Okay, so today we're making a paper pumpkin, and I'm doing an overhead view for this because it'll be the easiest way to show everybody how to make it, and it's just basically a number of strips together on a couple of round pieces. So anyway, we'll show you how this works, and I need some couple of pieces of just regular sized paper, and this isn't quite as orange as I would like it, but it'll work. So what you do is you fold it in half. Now if you are one of the lucky ones that has a template of pieces, you can just cut your pieces out already and bypass this portion of our how-to. But if you don't have a template and you need the strips, then you'll need to watch this. Okay, so we fold it in half, and I seem to have something on there, I don't like that. Fold it in half, and probably the easiest thing to do now is to cut these in half and just make two pieces. And two pieces equal distance, equal length, and put them together. And I kind of like to always put the square edges together. And now you're going to fold it in half and fold it in half again, and then you're going to fold it in half once more, and I think we'll go this way. It's not 100% accurate, but it'll work. Now if you unfold it, you need to cut these strips out. Now this is kind of one of the time-consuming things, but nevertheless it has to be done. Okay, so basically you're going to cut all these out, and you will eventually have 16 of these strips. I think they're approximately 2 3/4 centimeter by I think 14 centimeters. Okay, so in any case, you're going to cut all those out, and yes, I've already pre-cut some, so I can skip past that part. And here are my strips already cut out. I'm going to put those to the side, and now what you need to do is you need two circles, and the circles are about 6 centimeters in diameter. So the closest thing I have that I can trace it with is actually the bottom of a Tim Hortons cup. And I'm going to just trace two circles, and these I don't have cut out already, so I do need to cut them out. Trace two circles out. There we go. It worked out well. That's it back. And cut these out. Cut one. And you're a little short, a little big. That's fine. It doesn't matter on this. Looks like I'm going to be a little short on this circle. So I'll have to remember that when I'm putting it all together. Okay, I think I'm going to move my camera in a little bit. So that's better. That's a lean so far ahead. There we go. Now I can see what's going on. Okay, so two circles. So we have 16 strips of paper. And this is almost done. And we are good. Okay. I need my. Now here's where you can decide on what to use. You can use white glue, or you can use a glue stick. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to use a glue stick because if you use white glue, it'll take a little longer to dry, which is fine. And I'm also going to put just a piece of paper underneath this because I don't want my glue to get on my cutting board. And then you take your glue and you just put some on the end, right, and you stick it on the end like this, not too far in the middle. And we're putting 4 to start with, right, 4 equal distance, perpendicular to each other. And another one like this. And another one like this. Okay, there we go. Now, as you may have guessed, we keep going all the way around. Put another one here. And it does take up some space, as you can see. And I'm going to try to keep the angles reasonably equal. And I realize that it's not the easiest thing to do, but do the best you can. There, let me move these over so I have some room on my table. And we'll do another one here. Put it on. Okay, so far so good. Now I have 8 more. And these ones you just fill in the spots. Like this. And over here is another one. And do the next one as well. So we just keep going all the way around until we have all filled in. This is the part where I can should be able to just fast forward through. But it's good to watch what's going on. Okay, there's that one. There is the next one. Believe it or not, this is the easiest part. And the next part is the most difficult part. Lining everything up and gluing them on the circles. And it works better if you can leave it this a little longer to let the glue dry, so you don't risk it coming off as you're putting it together. So there you go, here's our 16 strips put into place. Hopefully I have enough glue on all of them. Okay, there we are now. The debate is which ones to start with first. And I guess it's just kind of a trial and error. So what I do is I just take a look at, see, this is why I put a piece of paper underneath at the bottom, and I take the outermost ones. So there they are. So these are the 2 I'm going to start with. I'm going to go like this, right? And I'm going to put some glue on here. I'm going to glue it like that. And same thing over here, the one opposite. I'm going to glue it together like this. You definitely get glue on your fingers when you do this. So I go like this. Try to get it too close. And it'll look a little flat, but that's just the way paper is. So then I take the ones that are 90 degrees to that, okay, and do the same thing. So I put my glue right here. I'm going to turn it, it's easier to work with. And then I put my glue there. So now I have my basic shell. This is where I'm working from. So now you do each section at a time. And the way I think it works the best, although you may experiment and do it different ways, to do the middle one first when you're doing a section. Right, you're actually working with the layers, so this is the next layer. And put it on like this. You can adjust it a little bit. Right. And then these, let me turn it this way. And these ones you just put the glue on top and you tuck it in and do it that way. Okay, just put the glue on first and tuck it in and just push it all the way in and just kind of fit it the way you like it. Right, the way it depends on how you want it to look. And then the next one, same thing. Some glue on. You just free float it inside, and then just decide how much space you want. It doesn't have to be perfect, because rarely will it turn out perfect. And the next one on the next three section, right? In the next section, so you put the one in the middle first. Right, and then you work the next two. So you do each quarter section at a time. And put this in. Looks good. Next one. Now I'm only going to show how to build the sides. I'm not going to show you how to put the top on, because that is different for everyone. I'll show you what I did. Oh, that one's a little bunched up. So here we go again, quarter section. So I start in the middle one, right, and I take it in. Okay, and just tuck it in like that. Push it closed. Again, just feed it in, and then kind of decide where you want it to go, move it around, push it out a little more if you want. There we go. Push it in, and so this is, see, there's not as much of a gap. There's a gap there, not as much of a gap, and I think that's what makes it look good, is if it's not, you know, perfectly even. Because none of our pumpkins are really perfectly even to begin with. And then finishing off this last one, do the middle piece, and this is where it does get a little trickier, because you have to sort of fit your fingers in the sides in different spots and, you know, do the best you can. Usually it's the last one that's the hardest. That's what I found. This one's not too bad. Push it in, and one last one. Okay, and this will be our pumpkin, our basic shell. And I'm not sure how to get it taller. Maybe if you use stiffer paper, like more of a cardstock, you might be able to get it taller. Right, like, you know, kind of like that. If it squishes in a little more up, if you use stiffer paper, it might actually get taller. I don't know. So on mine, really all I did is I just took a piece of paper like this, and I just kind of cut it in a square, and then I made it almost like you're doing a snow thing, and I just pinched the top, pressed it down, made it flat, and just glued it on top. And for the eyes, obviously, just triangles. This is actually white paper that I colored with marker, because I didn't have any black paper. And I just glued them on. So really, really simple. And that's it. That's your Halloween pumpkin. So enjoy it and have fun.